happening over the last few months in migration. However, there has been some changes in the skills assessing authorities and what they are looking for and how they operate now. My Great Australian Dream. My name is Traci Chen and I am a migration lawyer based in Australia. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the principal lawyer at Mason Chen Law Group. I've dropped our contact details below, so if you need advice about migrating to Australia, we can definitely help you there. Now, there is still a skills assessment process. A lot of people were saying, oh, are they going to remove it? I don't think they're going to remove it. I just think they're going to change the process because the process was quite difficult. There's a lot going on. Now, there's a lot of skills assessing bodies for the Australian immigration system, and you need them generally for your skilled visa applications. So for example, the 189, the 190 or the 491. You'll also need it for the 186 direct entry visa, and you'll also need it for some 482 applications depending on the occupation where you studied as well. But it's not a full skills assessment. Those ones for 482 are called the 482 skills assessment. So rule of thumb is that VETASSESS skills assessment is mainly for professional occupations. So some of these include marketing specialist, restaurant manager, life scientist, as well as management consultant. And the rule of thumb is you must have the relevant degree at the required skill level, plus at least 1 year post-qualification work experience. But first of all, the relevant qualification is very important. Now, what does relevant qualification mean? So for example, the occupation marketing specialist, the relevant qualification would be a Bachelor of Marketing. That is the required level. Now, if you completed a Bachelor of Marketing in Australia, you would satisfy the first requirement of this. Now, if you completed a Bachelor of Marketing overseas, that's still possible, but that bachelor degree must also be equivalent to an Australian degree. So it has to be the same level, because Australia, bachelor degrees here, there's a certain level it's taught at, and also it's a certain time frame as well. So it's usually at least 3 years. There are some degrees overseas that are bachelor degrees, they call them, but they're only for 2 years. In Australia, that's not considered a true bachelor degree. That would be an associate degree. So you actually have to check whether your bachelor degree is at the required level. If you do not have the relevant qualification at the required level, you probably won't get a positive skills assessment. The second part is that it must be major in marketing. You must have 1 year post-qualification work experience as a marketing specialist. That means that you worked post-qualification at least 20 hours per week. Depending on what country it is, you would expect to be paid at the required pay rate for it, the average pay rate. Like for example here, a marketing specialist here wouldn't be paid anything less than probably $55,000 per annum. So if it's too low, you've got to be careful as well, because you've got to show that you're at the required level. So first of all, for a VETASSESS application, when you actually go to the portal yourself, you'll see that you can't submit the application without providing all the documents that you need. So you'll need like your ID. They're very strict on the identification documents that you need to provide. You need to provide a passport photo as well. Can't be too old, it's supposed to be within the last 6 months. You need to provide your qualification documents. Make sure that they are a high quality scan in color as well. It just makes it easier for the assessor to assess that. Your reference letter has to be on point. They provide a template, so you'll be able to follow that template and provide all the information that is required. You need to provide evidence of payment. So this is a really key part, because if you don't provide enough evidence of payment, then it'll be very hard for you to get a positive skills assessment. So you need to have a payslip, you need to have employment contract, you need to have a work reference letter. The next few I'm going to talk about are really important because it actually proves you were actually paid. Because technically speaking, you can make payslips, you can make employment contract and work reference letters, definitely made, but bank statements, tax return documents and superannuation or insurance documents, you can't really make that up. Well, you can, but you cannot, if you know what I mean. You can't make that up. So that actually shows that you were paid. Now, if you're paid in cash, you can't use that work experience. There's no way they're going to accept it. It will cause a big problem for you. Those are some of the things to be aware of. Now, going to submit it is another ballgame altogether, because it depends on whether you're going to submit under standard processing or priority processing. This is something we pain about every day. Priority processing is very hard to obtain. There's only 35 slots per day, and it's gone within seconds of it opening opening at 9 AM. There's people around that probably have 10 computers going just for this app. So you're gonna have to keep trying. However, even if you keep trying for a couple of months, it's probably still better than applying down standard processing, because standard processing is taking like 4, 5, 6 months. I mean, the fastest one I got was like 4 to 5 months recently, but there's still some that have taken longer than 6 months. So it's very difficult. So I would still suggest to just apply for priority processing if you can. All right, so that's a very broad overview of the requirements for VETASSESS. I hope that was helpful. If you really want to get down to the crux of it and learn it, you can book a consultation with myself or one of our fantastic lawyers or agents. I also have mini courses available at courses.tracimigration.com.au. Thank you so much for watching.